up, YouTube? This would be my first video on this channel. I do have a personal channel and I did upload some mechanic stuff on it, but I was like, you know what, let me make a whole separate channel, which I had already did one too. It's called Breaker Bar Gang, and I did that one like 2 years ago, and I uploaded one video where I fix a leak back there on the firewall that was running down my passenger side carpet. Water leak. Speaking of water, it's finna rain in a minute, but yeah, I took care of that, so we good. The purpose of all this and me making a new channel, is because I was on Vimeo, however you say that. I was uploading videos on there and sharing them to gbodyforum.com. I had the fellas help me. And then I just ended up finding out that I can't upload more than 500 megabytes a week. So that sucks. So then I got on another page, and they only let me upload three total throughout my whole account. So I started uploading them on my YouTube, and I'm like, man, my YouTube is not really for that. So try to log into the old YouTube that I did 2 years ago, the Breaker Bar Gang, and yeah, I couldn't get in there. I didn't have no recovery email attached to it or nothing. So yeah, and what happened here was, I've been having this 81 El Camino for about 2 years now, and the whole time it's been just backfiring, popping out the carb and all this and that. And fellas told me what to do. They were like, do a compression test. I'm like, what is that? And they told me. So I went and grabbed some tools from Harbor Freight. Matter of fact, here you go, right here. And I did. Well, the first thing they was telling me, check for spark. And I did. I checked for spark on my distributor, and I found that 1 in 7 wasn't really creating spark. It'll create spark at the distributor cap, all the way down to the wire, down to the spark plug. But it wouldn't make a difference when I pull number 1 wire and number 7 wire. My engine wouldn't bog down or anything. It's as if they were already disconnected, and I was like, you know what's going on? So they told me, man, you know, you got to do a compression test on it now. And I'm like, what is that? And they explained to me. So I went and got the stuff, and I did. And I found that those 2 cylinders were very low. Number one was reading me 50 psi. Number 7 was reading me 90 psi. And then they said, well, now do a wet test, which is you pour a little bit of motor oil in through the spark plug hole and do it again. So I did on number 1. It went up 10 psi. It went from 50 to 60, and then I did it on cylinder number 7, and it went up from 90 to 105 psi, 15 psi. And the fella said, you know what, do that to a good known cylinder. So I was like, well, number 2 back there doesn't give me any problems. Let me do it to that one. That one was initially putting out was around 125, I think. It went up to like 130 or something like that. Wasn't much of a difference. So the fella said, man, it doesn't sound like it's a ring. How about you do a leak test now? And I did. It told me put the number 1 piston all the way up before you do the leak. Did it. Found that I was leaking air back up through my carburetor. I did it to number 7 as well. Same deal. Leaking up through the carburetor. And then they said, you know, do it one more time, but this time remove the rocker arms. They never did tell me why, but I'm sure it's to rule out a lifter. So I did. Again, shot up through the carburetor, and nothing through the exhaust, nothing through the crankcase. So that's what led me to pull the head off. And now that I'm looking at the head, visually, I can't tell anything wrong with the number 1 intake valve and number 7 intake valve. Actually, it's this is number 1 and this is number 7, but it's flipped. yeah, it looks pretty sealed to me. So just gonna get these guys to give me their opinion what to do next. The valve stems are pretty gunky, so yeah, I will be cleaning them, be putting a brand new head gasket on it, torque it down. At this point with the intake off, even though I have no issues on that bank over there, I'm thinking of cleaning it as well if it's just as gunky, because I got the intake off. I'm gonna spend another $25 on the gaskets for the intake. When I do order this gasket, I will have the set, and I'm not too good at taking care of things, so that bank's brand new head gasket will probably just get banned or something. And yeah, I'm thinking of cleaning both. I had to take that head off too and clean it since I'm already here. I don't want to have to take the intake back off so I can remove that head later on and clean that one for any reason. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. So I'll upload some more videos later on and show you guys the progress. Alright. Oh yeah, by the way, this is a 305. I looked at the cash numbers. Looks to have came out of a 87 through 92, I believe. Camaro Firebird. It's a 305 TPI engine. Wish it was a 350, but yeah, it is what it is. I'll see you guys on the next one.